and gentlemen, we are moving on to debate question number 4. And debate question is pretty simple. Which is the better spy organization? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on a second. I just heard a siren. Kay, did I hear a siren from you, or Darryl? Was that a siren on your end?
It was not.
That was a siren. That was a siren that went by my house. Yes.
Are there any bear sightings? Any bear sightings?
They wouldn't have a siren for a bear.
No sirens for a bear?
No.
They don't come like that for bears.
They might come, and the police would maybe like stop outside your house, and if they saw you come out, they'd be like, "There is a bear out here," and you'd go, "Okay," and you go back inside.
All right. Well, all I heard was a siren, so I just want to make sure everybody is safe. If you're just tuning in, there has been a bear sighting in very close proximity to both Kay and Darryl, before they both live in Anchorage, Alaska. So anyway, we're going to move on to debate question number 4, and here debate question number 4. The prompt was spy versus spy. Which is the better spy organization? Is it the IMF or MI6? That's right. This is Mission Impossible versus James Bond 007. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do another coin toss to see who is in possession of this question. Darryl, Kay had the last coin toss. You get this coin toss. Heads for Mission Impossible, tails for James Bond. Are you ready? Here we go. Darryl, it is tails, so you get to argue for James Bond. Kay, you are arguing for Mission Impossible. Kay, are you ready?
I sure am.
Darryl, are you ready?
I am ready.
Great. Kay started us off last time. Darryl, you started us off this time. What is it about MI6 that makes it the superior spy organization?
Okay. Generally, when you talk about spies and spying and anything that has anything to do with, covert operations and that sort of thing, automatically the first thing that comes in your head is MI6 and James Bond. James Bond is the spy, the secret agent. I mean, he's dashing, he's handsome. He gets the job done. He may not do it the way it's supposed to be done, but one thing a 00 agent has to know how to do is freelance and improvise, and 007 does that very well.
Interesting. Freelancing, improvising. Kay, the IMF, the Impossible Mission Force, Ethan Hunt, and all the rest of them. What is it about that particular spy organization that makes them superior over MI6?
What makes them superior is how covert they are. They're really confidence men. They come in, they can infiltrate any organization, any group, and you would never know that they were there. As to where James Bond in 007 is such a iconic character that it's pretty easy to tell when, it's James Bond who's coming to find somebody. As to where the IMF is so covert and secretive about getting into different organizations and seeing out different assignments that even their families would never know that that's what they were doing with their lives. Plus, also the action of the Mission Impossible films with agents hanging off the sides of planes, off the sides of buildings, and the fact that they do those stunts in real life is so incredible and really is all-encompassing in the cinema.
Wow. Darryl, Kay just hit us up with a little bit of, what makes the IMF more covert and more proficient at their jobs. They do these high death-defying stunts in order to get the job done. What is your rebuttal to that, saying that, MI6 is better?
In the movie Live and Let Die,
I know where this is going.
James Bond infiltrated a New Orleans gang.
Yep.
That gang was primarily African American.
Don't forget what happened in Harlem. I'm sorry, I'm helping you in your argument, but I live in Harlem, and I have to let it go.
That's got to be a darn good agent. And nobody suspects that you're 007. Not to mention, he has flown in planes. He has flown in outer space. He has fought underwater. I mean, James Bond has infiltrated pretty much everything that can be infiltrated. So I don't think there's an issue with James Bond being able to infiltrate things. He even though people know he's James Bond 007, he's still able to infiltrate those places.
Ouch, Kay. A white man infiltrating an African American gang and nobody notices? I mean, that's a heavy argument. That is a heavy argument.
My opponent makes some great arguments. Another one I would add to the list is the fact that MI6 is a government agency, and ultimately, whatever they do is what the government has to acknowledge as done. As to where IMF is also a government agency, but should an agent be caught or killed, being held accountable for their actions, the American government will deny any knowledge of their agency. So IMF will always, or should say MI6 will always have the support of the government if they're acting on official business. As to where IMF, even if they're caught, the government, or I should say the American government will, sell them out as quick as they can because they don't want to take the responsibility. So these agents are taking on the responsibility of all these actions all on themselves, and they can't push any of it back on their employer or the government.
Darryl, IMF disavowing their agents, whereas MI6 sticking up for their agents, is that to their benefit or to their detriment?
Well, in the movie Die Another Day,
oh dear,
when James Bond infiltrated Korea and got caught, he was left in Korea for years to be stung over and over again by scorpions and beat up by people day after day. So I think even though they may not 100% disavow his involvement in anything, I certainly would not want to be left on the wrong side of the demilitarized zone.
Yikes!
Getting stung by scorpions every day and beat up. So, they didn't disavow him, but they sure dealt him a funky hand.
Okay, Darryl has you on the ropes. Every argument that you've presented, he's been able to cut you off at the knees so far. So in your final closing arguments, and Darryl, I'm just for counterbalance here, I'm going to count that last statement as your final argument. Kay, this is your final argument. What do you have to say that makes IMF better than Bond?
I don't see any IMF agents escorting the president to the Olympics. So therefore, I would say that the IMF would be quicker to disavow their agents than MI6, which did have James Bond escort the Queen to the Olympics in London.
Wow. Some heavy arguments. I loved hearing both of these. I'm a massive fan of both franchises. I love Mission Impossible. I love the James Bond movies. If you've been watching Gotta Love Them Movies, you know how I feel about No Time to Die, or rather my anticipatedness about No Time to Die. Darryl, what was that?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you did. Kay, did you pipe something in my ear?
Nope, you're good.
Okay, so I'm hearing things. Great. Maybe it's a bear outside of my apartment. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what was that?
I said, I hope not. Not in Manhattan. That would be bad.
Like I said before, if there's a bear in Manhattan, it's a different kind of bear. Ladies and gentlemen, for both of these arguments, I don't need a coin toss. I know exactly where I stand. Kay, you had a great argument, but I'm sorry, Darryl cut you off at the knees at every go. Darryl, congratulations, you won this particular round. The score is currently 2-2. That was a pretty much a shut down round. You knew exactly what you were saying. You knew how to point counterpoint. Darryl, the score is even. It is tied. It is 2-2. How do you feel your chances are moving forward?
50-50. I'm trying to be humble right now because I know that karma is a woman with sharp claws, and I don't want to say anything that will get me cut.
I
So
feel that.
I'm hoping I can continue to do what I'm doing.
Kay, as a woman, I have not seen your sharp claws, but I don't even know if you have. Nope, you don't have sharp claws.
Nope.
Nice and clean cut fingernails.
Thank you.
So what are you? How do you feel moving forward into this last round?
Those last two rounds were both topics I know almost nothing about. So, again, pulled it all out of the nethers because I have no idea. So, that was a quick work on my part. And Darryl is a great opponent. I've known this all along. I'm looking forward to this final round because I'm really just looking forward to the debate.